Daniel, what happened to you?
I am not Daniel anymore. I am Rachel. I am a pretty woman.
You're Danielle.
No, I am Rachel. It is the name my parents would be giving me.
There you go. Okay. So what do you plan to do for your new world, Rachel?
I have no idea.
There you go. Well, I support you either way, man. It was nice knowing you as a dude, and I'll get to know you more as a woman now. No, not in that way.
All right, let's start the show.
You gotta lance your dick off first.
Hey everyone,
how's it going?
I'm Major Random.
Colonel Crazy.
And you are watching News Barn, the show in a garage where we talk about news items that interest us.
And don't judge that we're in a garage. A lot of cool things have happened to many people in garages.
Like building desks.
Building cars, bikes.
Assembling... I don't know, anything.
Keeping wild animals.
Yes.
Hiding from killers.
Planning school shootings. Yes, I know, we went that way.
That's bad.
Yeah, we're bad. So in the news, we've been hearing stuff about people...
having some identity crisis.
Yes.
Getting some changes done.
By the way, I don't have an identity crisis. I am an autistic man, and I will always be an autistic man.
I'm a bald white dude. And enjoying it. And that's us, though, but it seems a lot of other people, you know, I'm sure everyone's met their fair share of people that have had, haven't been comfortable in their shoes.
Right. I mean, a lot of people,
I'm sure everyone is a little uncomfortable with themselves at some point.
Whether it's religion or the fact you move to a new place, everyone's had at least one of those times where you're like, I'm not quite sure.
Well, I guess the two cases that kind of, you know, bring this up are the recent ones where you have this Rachel Dolezal.
Yes.
She was the, president?
Of the NAACP.
NAACP.
Yeah, so...
She was the president of the Spokane, Washington chapter, and they found out recently she was not black. But she really looks like she's done a real deal on her skin, and she gave herself a perm.
She's done a reverse Michael Jackson.
She's the reverse Michael Jackson. I don't know if she bleached her skin or she just put some kind of cream on it or something.
With Michael Jackson, he basically I actually looked this up. Really, was a skin condition, and he simply said, "I'm not going to go all the way."
Yeah, he had the growth. It comes out. I don't know.
It's called vitiligo.
Vitiligo, yeah. But this back to this woman. I guess people are pretty irritated with her, in the media and in general.
She lied.
She lied.
Just like Brian Williams.
We've been asking, you know, what if she said she's felt she's been black since she was 5 years old, and people believe they're women who are born men and women who are born women, vice versa. You know, how do we sort this out?
Well, what I've actually found out is with at least that with sex, what they call or transgenders, we like to call it now, is when you're not sure of who you are. So you feel like you're maybe a man in a woman's body or vice versa.
Sometimes you don't. You just want to be a woman because see just how it feels like.
I gotta admit that would be kind of an interesting prospect if not permanent, but just take a pill and figure out what it was to be like.
There you go.
As I say, to see how the other half lives.
There you go.
But back to to transgenders and even transsexuals, what happens is a lot of these people, and the scientists believe, they have hypothesized that when you're developing at certain stages of your cranial development inside your mother's womb, that exposures to the hormones of the opposite sex.
What about transgenders who, like this Bruce Jenner, says he's still straight?
Right.
He's still interested in women.
Right. So back to what I was saying is, we know from studies that at least with gays and lesbians, they tend to get exposed when they're...
We know those, yes. I'm talking more like with transgenders. They believe that they want to be women.
It's possible that some believe that when you that during different development stages, of the body, if your brain exposed to it, it affects the way you act. It's also possible that it's nurture, but it's like
maybe though they really do they like women. They want to be a woman.
A lot of these
just like you like certain things you've seen throughout your life, and maybe that's something society has to open up to. And with this woman, maybe, people who are born white or, a certain ethnicity or race want to be another race.
The problem is people who are born that race tend to find it offensive. I mean, would it be proper for me to go?
Yeah, but it's almost like saying I'm born rich and I find it offensive you're trying to be rich.
Right.
Someone could use that example.
Yeah.
What does it really mean saying, we have to put it in a different point of view. You're barring someone from having something you have.
Well, it's interesting because I've been doing some research on this on the scientific end, and it turns out that back to something like Bruce Jenner, that maybe he did it too early. They've actually there's a paper I read recently that says that with 3D printing and genetic engineering, they might be able to do a transsexual who's fully reproductively capable, basically turn them from a male to physically inside as a female, like with the ovaries and everything. And it's possible.
No, the technology to give someone a full sex change, yes, will get better. But I'm wondering, Bruce Jenner came out as a woman. Right. A lot of people come out saying, I want to be a woman.
Or be a man.
And they're usually, in many communities, certainly where we live, people support them.
Yeah, of course.
Why? But this woman who believed African. She was black, well, she believes she's black. Well, she wants to be black, and she certainly took the measures to make herself appear to be black.
Well, what they say is that we all are African.
There you go. But it's like, I'm wondering, to what level are we going to learn? Is this maybe a new thing we have to accept? Not only do people want to equally acquire, in many countries, when you're born poor, they say, fuck you, stay poor.
Like India.
So is this kind of is America taking a new cultural step? Yeah. Saying, no, you not only can acquire wealth equally, or misery equally, or any other thing equally, but you can also be your own, whatever race you want to be.
Or whatever sex you want to be.
Like maybe the technology will change in the future where you can be fully black or fully white.
Are you talking about
it's like I want to be Asian.
Transracial?
Transracial, sure. There you go. Well,
we coined that term.
Your race is property. But if someone else wants to equally acquire that property, I don't see how that.
I think the problem is a lot of people.
I don't see what issue that is.
I think a lot of people see it as this is my genetic heritage, and that you're basically
okay. But that's your feelings. That is your genetic heritage. I can go back to the money issue. If I said it's my money.
But the difference is socioeconomics can be acquired, whereas genetics are based on.
Well, we can acquire these now. This woman basically did her haircut, her perm. And then she kind of dyed her skin. It appears to be. She got it.
Right, so...
And people are saying you're still not born black.
Right, so that's always kind of a fun one. Because you got to wonder if people who are adopted into families that aren't, of that thing. I had a friend in high school. She was adopted into an Orthodox Jewish family. And...
Judaism is more religion and ideology.
Right, but...
And an ethnic group, too.
Well, yeah, the Israeli, but her family raised her Orthodox Jew, even though she basically didn't really
want it.
Well, but still, she, what I'm saying is you have people who are adopted, and maybe they take on the social identities of the families they're with, and that I can understand because you're basically you want to belong.
Yeah, it's like what is it to be black?
They're actually
that's another good question. Is like, what is it? I'm sorry, there's a lot of black people,
right,
that claim that they've grown up in a wealthy family or they grew up in communities that they didn't get the harsh traditional black, Afro-American experience with
Let's go back.
There's a lot of black people who are born in families that see when they start. Let me structure how I'm saying this. The lady came out recently who said she is white, and well, she didn't. I don't know if she's exactly said that, but she is born white, but she made her appearance, and she claimed to be black. And people started criticizing, saying, you haven't lived the black experience. Well, not all black people have, quote, what's defined the black experience.
You know,
I'm sorry, everyone's kind of tripping on eggs here.
What
was funny recently, I was saying Barack Obama's really never lived the black experience. He lived in fucking Hawaii.
He also lived in Chicago,
but politicians always claim I lived the black experience.
Right.
When he lived in Chicago. He had some money on it.
Yeah, and
that's
also
not the black experience.
Also, he went to Harvard.
It's not the black experience. You got to get the black experience. But then again, that's kind of offensive too. It's like, what do you mean a black experience? I mean, does it? So I have to be in poverty and black to get the black experience?
And also,
it's like saying, what's the white experience? Living in like Bulldog, Mississippi, or living in South, or living in South California, Well, it's like I don't understand. I was lost. I think everyone was kind of tripping on eggshells a bit.
Yeah. So what?
I think our culture's been is turning in some weird way, and people are kind of clinging to what they've traditionally understood. It's like you're born into a race. Transgenders have been around for a while, but maybe this woman is a first crack at a big switch
to transraciality.
Yeah.
That's
interesting.
And I'm not saying that. There have been movies like this. There was a comedy called Soul Man, where they kind of were playing tongue in cheek, where the guy becomes a black guy, so you can go to Princeton or something like that.
There you go, or
There also, my dad also pointed out there was one, a more serious one. And I'll find out the name of this movie and I'll put it up here. Where a reporter, as kind of an experiment to see this black experience, dyed out his skin, just changed. He didn't change anything else about him, and how people reacted to him, to see how subtle racism was. And I thought that was kind of an interesting thought experiment.
That's cool.
How to see but I know. I mean, I'm not black. Really.
Really?
You couldn't tell. No, but I do understand that there is a certain difference, even in the same country, that there's going to be cultural differences.
There's cultural differences amongst people
in general,
but saying if you're black you get one kind of experience, I'm sorry, I couldn't get that.
I think the problem is what they're saying is they're not saying the black. They're really talking about the poor experience, which is a different experience.
Well, and there's poor white people that get the poor experience that many Americans don't get.
I have met a number of black people who have had the middle class experience, where they grew up in a middle class neighborhood.
It's like, that's kind of America.
Yeah.
People come here and we get to do things and act parts out. And I mean, we grow up. We go to school. Most of us.
Yeah.
And we kind of choose roles. Why put a person down for choosing really a role?
Right. But we're not telling you what to think. In fact, I'm
asking people to think about a little bit more.
We'd also like to get your perspective about this. Please, tell us.
Yeah, and obvious, things can go, in many different directions. Obviously, some people really want to be a different, ethnicity, but then you'd have some people, or like other people, want to be a different gender. But you'd probably have people. I think what people get mixed up on is the motives,
right,
of everybody. It's like some people would want to be, would turn themselves black or white for that instance, or Asian for some gain. They'd be using it to some level. The same thing with being a woman.
Right, but there's some people, but people will use everything.
Of course, people will use any job, but that still goes back to name me anything else people don't use.
Well, yeah,
people use marriage to get bad things out of. People use women to get bad things out of, and women use men to get bad things. People go to every kind of job in this country on the planet to get bad things out of it.
They use religion to get bad things out of it.
They use religion to get bad things out of it and good things. So I am stuck here.
Yes. So we're not bashing on anybody of any type.
I support.
We're a little confused.
I support more people to come out. If you want to come out, if you feel like you don't want to be the ethnicity or race or culture that you're in,
just don't be a stereotype, please. That's really fucked up.
I'd say do whatever you fucking want as long as you don't impede on anybody else.
All right.
Do whatever the fuck you want. If people just live by that, how happy would we be?
It's true.
If somebody's doing something that's not hurting the environment or hurting individuals, what is the problem?
All right. So I think this is the end of our segment. So
yeah.
Remember to like, subscribe, and share the video. Leave a comment below telling us what you think about this topic.
Maybe it's stupid. Maybe it's cool.
True.
You tell us.
Yeah, even possibly give us an idea for other topics.
I like that.
We're always here in the garage. I'm Major Random.
Colonel Crazy. Crazy as ever.
And you guys have a nice day.
Love you.